So in this video, I'm going to give an example of essay structure. So here you have bolded the important elements of essay structure. So here you have, as the last sentence of the first paragraph, you have the thesis statement. And the thesis statement always states the main idea of your first paragraph. So in your first paragraph, you should have a hook, background information, and then you have your thesis statement. And so here I'm talking about my experience on why I decided to become a teacher. So I have always wanted to be a teacher since I was in middle school. My French teacher, Miss Gold, had a very colorful classroom with posters of Paris and France all over her classroom. We had fun in her class, learning about French and French culture. We ate quiche Lorraine and Christmas bûche, and we watched French movies in her class. As a result, I ended up majoring in French, only to find out that employers only wanted to hire native speakers of French. So I switched my major to English. So I started teaching face-to-face English composition to ESL speakers and college students. So I started out teaching face-to-face, but in 2005, I switched over to online teaching. Every year, I endeavor to improve my teaching. Now here I have my thesis statement, which states the main idea of the first paragraph. 3 ways I want to improve my online teaching is by creating videos to keep students motivated, engage students in forums, and talk about my real-life experiences. So those are the 3 ways that I illustrate how I solve the problem of not being a boring teacher. So the first, and then here, when you write an illustrative essay, you are giving examples and you're illustrating your main idea. So I'm going to illustrate 3 ways in which I avoid becoming a boring teacher and to be a more interesting teacher. The first way I want to improve my online teaching is by creating videos to keep students interested and motivated to learn. And so here, the topic sentence, creating videos, matches my thesis statement, creating videos. Then, after the topic sentence, you have your body paragraph, which are the middle paragraphs. And so the body paragraphs has 3 parts. You have the topic sentence, that states the main idea of the paragraph, and then you have the supporting sentences that talks about the main idea of the paragraph. So in this paragraph, I'm talking about creating videos. So here, in the supporting sentences, I will talk about creating videos. So the first way I want to improve my online teaching is by creating videos. Through the years, I have created about 150 videos for the different online schools I have worked for. I keep a repository of all my videos on YouTube with my own channel called Professor H Writing Channel, which now has 450 subscribers. I started creating videos in 2010 with Screencast-O-Matic, but now I use Camtasia software for my videos. I recently created a brand new channel for my LAPU students so that they can listen to church music along with watching my teaching videos. And you guys can watch both channels, my Professor H writing channel, where I have mainly my writing videos, and my LAPU, Professor H LAPU channel, where I also have church music. The second way I want to improve my online teaching is by engaging the students in the forums. So here you have the topic sentence, first sentence of this body paragraph that relates back to the thesis statement. So I want to keep students engaged in forums. So I engage students in the forums by asking teacher questions to challenge student assumptions about a topic. I ask students questions to teach them critical thinking skills. In some forums, I will also put in website sources. I'll put in videos for you to watch, links for you to do, or I may even ask you to do a grammar exercise. And sometimes I'll have you do role play, but basically in the forums, I feel that's like the most interactive part of the classroom. Therefore, it's very important for me to engage students in those forums. The third way and last way I intend to improve my teaching is by telling students about my personal experiences to keep them interested in learning about writing. Students always seem fascinated by my boring life, so when I give essay examples, I write about myself. At my other school, I wrote about stories about my brother and his diabetes and the recent death of my mother. I also keep students entertained by talking about my childhood and teaching experiences. Rather than use abstract examples from textbooks, I feel that writing examples from my personal experience provides me the opportunity to use my students' curiosity about me to teach them how to write a better essay. Also, students get to see how their essay writing can also relate to their life and to how personal it can get for them. In conclusion, so then you restate the thesis statement as the first sentence of the last paragraph. So in conclusion, 3 ways I have improved my online teaching is by creating videos on YouTube, by having my own channels, engage students actively in the discussion forums, and using my personal experiences as examples for teaching my essay writing. So that was my thesis statement. And after the thesis statement, I summarize in 5 sentences the highlights of my essay. Therefore, the first way I will improve my teaching is creating videos to enhance the learning experience of students, and it helps increase my teacher presence in the classroom, and it also helps bond me with my students and increase trust, as well as create a community of trust, as each student in turn will talk about their experiences as we all get to know each other. The second way I will improve my writing is to increase student participation in the forums by having a student-centered classroom where I actively interact with students in the forum. The last way I improve my teaching is to use my own experiences in writing to maintain student interest in reading and writing examples. So I want everybody to get their takeaway lesson from this is not only to learn about my personal experiences of my teaching experience, but also how I teach, my philosophy of teaching, as well as overall essay structure. Now, the one thing I haven't done yet is to double space. So for APA, I want everybody to double space their paper. So that means that you select everything. Let's see if I could select. Okay, so you press select everything. Now everything is now all selected. Then you press Control-2 at the same time. And then this should have become all, yes, there you go. So when I press Control-2, it becomes double spaced. I will have to go like this, 1 page. There you go. Now you can see it all within, because when I expanded it, suddenly it went right out of range of the video. So here you have, and then you don't need this bolding. So I'll take out the bolding. Oops. So I will take off the bolding, and let's see, I have to do Control-B. Yeah. So for your essay, for your rough draft, this is what your rough draft is going to look like. Okay. So your rough draft is pretty much going to look like this, minus all of the bolding. I only bolded this so that I could show you what your essay structure would look like. Now, you're also going to have Times New Roman, and then what else? Oh, Times New Roman size 12, and then you're going to have a story title. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then home and center. So how to avoid being a boring online teacher. Yeah, so you're going to have your story title, and then on top of this you will have a title page. okay, in other words, before the first page. And if you want to know what the title page looks like, Google these exact words. Diana Hacker, sample APA paper. You could also look at the tutorials that are that's in your classroom that will show you how to create an APA paper and how to create an APA title page from LAPU. And I will make a separate video on how you create a title page for LAPU. But for this video, I wanted to show you two things. I wanted to show you essay structure, in which the thesis statement is the last sentence of the first paragraph, and I wanted to show you how to double space your paper. So this ends this video on how to write your rough draft and part 2 of your illustrative essay. Don't forget, you still have to go to tutor.com to make a tutoring session to have them look over your rough draft. That's worth 10 points on your rubric. So yes, the tutor.com appointment does count for your part 2 illustrative essay grade. If you have any other questions, feel free to email me.